Hello, Mixtresses and Mixters. This is Mixtress Ray. You're watching Mixtress video. I got a couple of requests to do a video like I did the other day about my tarot decks. I mean, it's just a collection video, right? Oh, let me move this stupid trash can out of the way. Should have done that before I hit record. Story of my life. I feel a lot less confident about the state of my oracle decks. I was wrong. I think I said in my last video that I had less oracle decks than I have tarot. I probably have it actually an equal amount, but I didn't show you all of my tarot decks in the last video because there are a few that are stored in different places for different purposes, blah, blah, blah. So that was slightly incomplete, my last video. But this one is all of my oracle decks. I gathered them from all locations they exist in my house to put them all together because I don't think they're all gonna survive this video. Here's the thing that, like, those of y'all that have done collection videos yourself, let me know if you agree or disagree with this. I have definitely talked to friends that, like, when you do a collection video, it puts things in perspective. I'm kind of hoping for that result today. As I'm looking at this, I'm realizing it would be a bad idea to light this candle. I don't want to set anything on fire. So we're just going to take that out of here instead of lighting it. Let's light incense instead. I have not lit any incense in here today yet. Let's see, what do we have? We have vampire blood in here, coconut, and sandalwood and patchouli. I kind of want to burn this patchouli. I forget that I have it. So this is what I'm lighting on fire right now. There's a lot of fucking giant trucks driving by my house today for some reason. I don't know why. So lots of noise outside. Happy spring, everybody. Did you do anything witchy for spring this year? I wore a flowery dress to work. Does that count? I know there's like a full moon coming up, isn't there? Let me look at my calendar. It's on Monday. Oh, okay. So we still have time to do some witchy shit. I mean, you always have time to do witchy shit, right? Oh no, there is one oracle deck that's not pictured. I just realized, yeah, I have one oracle deck that I sort of store. It's the Ian Daniels one. So let's see, let's count. So the one that's not here, then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That is too many for me, I think. I don't know. It might be too many for me. So this video, I could see it being really fucking long because here's what happens. If I get out a deck and I can hear myself making excuses for why I have it or for why I don't use it or something like that, sometimes those excuses are valid and I will choose to keep something. You know, nothing is binary, right? Nothing in this world is one thing or the other. Nothing is absolute. But 9 times out of 10, if I hear myself making those types of excuses in these types of videos, it's like, okay, maybe that one needs to go. So I'm partially doing this to hear what comes out of my fucking mouth right now. Right? Let's start with ones that will never be on the chopping block. For example, Vintage Wisdom. This one doesn't have a box or a bag or anything because it's just out. It's wonderfully aged. It's just out. I have it in like a little holder over here. And I've trimmed it, edged it. I threw away the guide. I've heard other people say they really liked the guidebook, but I didn't ever really get anything from the guidebook. So I threw it away. Threw away the guidebook in the box years ago. And I just have the cards. And I love them. This is my favorite, like, just basic all-around Oracle deck. Would never, ever betray it by letting it go. It's good. It's good. I'm trying to decide, should I take them away as I talk about them? I think I'm going to have to, just because there's so many of them. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one away where it goes on the shelf. It lives in this room. This is my Oracle deck that I made called Mixtress Oracle. I don't use it very much. I don't use my own Oracle decks very often. But it's just titles of songs and then lyrics from the songs. And I actually have several songs that I need to add to it. It's available on Make Playing Cards if you want to buy a copy for yourself. It also comes with, so not only does it come with cards like this that have songs that are important to me, but it comes with like half the deck is blank cards, so you can add your own songs, because like obviously the songs that are important to me might not be important to you. But I also did that so that I could add songs for myself as well. And I have a list of songs that I need to add to this Oracle deck that I haven't added yet. But this one, of course, I will always keep. This is my like magnum opus as far as like creations that I've made available for other people. Like this one is important to me and I really should use it more. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that I've discovered for me personally. Different people are different. But for me personally, I've been using my tarot decks and getting to know them a lot better since I culled them down so much. And I think I've yet to hit that sweet spot with Oracle decks. Like things like the fucking Oracle deck that I made for myself and then made it available for others to buy, I don't even use that much. Is it because it's not that great of an Oracle deck? Possibly. But I think it's also possible that the reason that I'm not using it is because I have too many other choices. But I will take this one away because it just goes right here on the wall, right out of the shot. And it lives there. What else? What else is like not even a question? This is my other Oracle deck that I made myself, which I don't use like ever. Like I don't use my Mixtress Oracle that much, but I definitely don't use this one. It just lives in this bag basically. But it's my plant deck. I made it back in like 2019 because I wanted to, because I wasn't finding the type of plant deck that I personally wanted. So I made my own. And every time I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. But I don't use it. But it's not one that, you know, of course I'm not going to cull a deck that I fucking made myself. Like, no. So obviously, basically I'm trying to take away the ones that like are definitely permanent in my collection first. And see what's left, perhaps. Okay, it doesn't look as beautiful as the first time I tied it. But that's okay. We're just gonna live with it as it is. Sometimes sometimes I can tie a pretty bow and sometimes I can't. And that's life. Okay. Next, one that would for sure never go anywhere is Fairy Oracle. Brian Froud's Fairy Oracle. This one is one that, it reads me, man. It reads me. It gets incredibly specific. And I feel like I'll never truly get to the end of its depths, you know? I love it intensely. But here's the thing. I don't use Oracle decks that much, guys. Not for myself, anyway. So for me, it doesn't really make sense for me to have so many. I don't think. I mean, we'll see. Like, at this point, I don't stress call anymore. I don't get rid of things that I'm not ready to get rid of. So I'm not afraid of that accidentally happening just because I feel uncomfortable with how many I have. Like, if I feel uncomfortable with how many I have, but ultimately they all have a purpose, then I will become comfortable with how many I have. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about accidentally getting rid of too many at this point. Let's see. What's left? A lot. Here's one that I have used a lot. I actually even have the mini version of this. But do I still? I haven't been using it. In fact, I haven't really been. I still like the art. You know, it's very like white girl as Hindu deity, right? It is. That being said, I still like it. So yeah, this isn't going anywhere, I don't think. There might be a time where I choose to get rid of either this version or the mini one, because do I really need both? I was for a really long time. If you're one of my patrons, you probably are sick of this deck because I used it. I would pull a card from this every week. The mini version. The mini version is the one because it would have basically the difference between the mini version, just like it will have kind of this part of the entry from the guidebook. Just this first little part is essentially what's on the back of the mini cards. But I've probably spent more time going through, like I spent like a year going through this deck, pulling one card at a time, reading the guidebook entries. Yeah, I know this one really well. So I've created a relationship with it. So that's why it will likely stay. Although you never know. Sometimes you just get mad at things and you never recover. And that's how it is. But I think we're good. I think me and Kali Oracle, I think we're good. Okay, what's next? I tend to have an abundance of goddess-related decks and animal-related decks. So since I just showed a goddess deck, let's continue on the goddess front. Actually, I think there are some goddesses in this one, but it's not really. We'll go ahead and show it anyway. This is Tantric Dakini. So it's goddessy. It also has tarot cards in it. This is sort of a hybrid. It has a major arcana. Is it in order? No. It has a major arcana, but it also has, so like this is Kali. It's got a lot of Kali energy. Here's another one. It's got Kali energy. It's spectacularly strange, and I do actually I love the artwork. When I get it out and use it, I'm always happy to be using it, but I don't get it out to use it that often. But the fact that I am happy to use it when I use it is enough for me right now to keep it. I think it has a sense of humor too, which is rare with tarot and oracle decks. I mean, it's not that rare. You can definitely find tarot and oracle decks with a sense of humor, but it doesn't happen often enough, you know? The last laugh, the future. So yeah, this one's not going anywhere, I don't think. Even though it's one of those ones that, like, I don't use it that much, but I have never really considered letting it go. And I have found, or I'm starting to find, that that particular type of deck is one that I need to hold on to. If it's like, for some reason, like, I don't know why I don't use it very often. I don't know why I'm keeping it necessarily, but I just don't want to let it go. It usually means it's just not time for it yet. This one, I think this is the rest of the goddess decks are in here. There are 2 in here. This one is Yogic Path, but it's only the gods and goddesses from Yogic Path. I got rid of the rest. Well, the rest of the deck I have set aside to use as like bookmarks or to send to people in cards or something. But because that deck just didn't really work for me overall. But I decided to keep just the gods and goddesses from Yogic Path. And then I have this gods and goddesses card deck, mantras, blessings, and meditations. I have that. These aren't really oracle cards. They will have a Hindu god or goddess on the front, and then there's mantras, meditations, and blessings on the back. I mostly use these as, like, you know, altar cards, that kind of thing. That's really all I use this for too. This one is the main goddesses that I work with are all in these cards. So this is what I used this year. I separated out the gods because I just, to pick a goddess of the year, I separated out the gods and I shuffled all the goddesses, and that's how I picked my goddess of the year this year. And almost all of these are represented in this deck as well, but not all of them. So yeah, this one's just kind of for reference / display. So beautiful too. I just love this one. But it's not really an oracle deck, you know? And this one essentially is no longer an oracle deck either because I took out all the other cards. But yeah, this is how I pick my goddess of the year. And I use these as visual representations of Hindu deities. So that's what this little bag is. It's just my little Hindu deity bag. That's what it is. So they're not going anywhere. I love this bag so much. Okay, so that's all the goddesses. Let's go into animal decks next, of which I have several. This one kind of counts as an animal deck. This one's an animal deck. This one's an animal deck, and there are 3 decks in here. Let's just start with that one. This is my Ted Andrews bundle. They're all in here. I have 3 Ted Andrews decks. One of them is a tarot deck, but that's okay. It goes in here because it works more like an oracle deck for me. So I have the Widow one in the front, Nature Speak Oracle, that I just got. Keep things simple, man. And I like it. I do really like it. This one's very versatile as just sort of a basic tarot deck, and I really enjoy that aspect of it, but I haven't used it much because I have all of these other fucking things, you know? And then I have Animal, oh my god, what is it called? Animal Speak? No, that's the book, right? Animal Wise Tarot. This one is just, for me, it's been impossible to use as a tarot deck, to be honest. But there's something just so fucking charming about this damn thing that I don't think I would consider letting it go at this point. It makes me happy to look at it. So even though for me, it has been useless as a tarot deck, but it's fun to pull cards out from this thing. It's fun to flip through it. It's fun to read the guidebook. It's definitely one with a sense of humor. So it stays. And then I have the Feathered Omens Oracle, which is just birds. And yeah, I love birds. I really love birds. So even though this is another one, like, I don't ever, for the most part, I do not use my Ted Andrews decks. But I do have that sort of feeling that I had with Santa Muerte for so long. I'm finally, like, Santa Muerte has taken so long to open up to me, and it's happened in waves. Like, it finally started opening up to me a little bit, like 2 or 3 years ago. And now, like this week, literally, I am having the best experience I've ever had with it. It is, I just sat in a chair and looked at the cards, just flipped through them and looked at the imagery yesterday. So I'm having the same feeling about my Ted Andrews deck collection that I keep in this little bag, this big bag. I'm having the same feeling about my Ted Andrews deck collection that I have had with Santa Muerte for years, which tells me that they might open up to me someday. It's just not time yet. And I fucking love this bag. It's the same person that made this one. I just love them. They're so weird and beautiful and unique, and they were really cheap too. Anyway, I love them. Okay. So this is another one that, like, I wonder if my time with this one, it can't be done though. I need a drink, hold on. Spring allergies. This one is real aged. This is the first Oracle deck I bought in 2019. So it was the only Oracle deck that I had for several months before I started buying more. But I added my own little keywords to the bottom. I added numbers so that I could more easily find the entries in the guidebook, because I enjoy the Kim Cran's Animal Spirit guidebook. I have not enjoyed any of Kim Cran's other guidebooks, just personally. But this one is, even though, like, at this point I have redundancies when it comes to animal decks. Like, I really do not need as many as I have, but I'm unwilling to let any of them go at the same time. Like, so far, I feel like I'm not going to let go of any of these. But we'll see. Like, watching these videos, these collection videos back is always what makes me go, oh, that one needs to go. So by the time I'm posting this video, I might have already let go of a couple of these. Like, you never know. But yeah, I like this. I think her art is better in the Animal Spirit deck than it is in Wild Unknown Tarot. I just think they're so charming. I really do. I really do like this deck a lot. You know, when I want to like pull an animal card, specifically if I just want to like pull an animal totem card, or maybe not totem, but you know, like animal spirit. If I want to pick one animal right now to be my animal of the week, the month, the year, whatever, this is the first one I'm going to go to as far as that. This is my number one animal deck, probably. But again, like, I don't know. Do you guys have... I feel like I just have trouble with Oracle decks. You know, I like them, and I think, oh, that's cool, but then I don't fucking use them. Like, almost all of these... Like, what is the frequency with which I use any of these? I probably use this a handful of times a year or less. The goddess cards, like, once a year-ish. The Tan Andrews decks, a few times a year. Tantric Dakini, a couple times a year. Fairies, Oracle. I mean, this is one of my top 3 of all time. I would never let this go. And I probably use it 5 times a year. I do use Kali Oracle. I haven't used it in a while. I don't think I've used Kali Oracle at all this year. Maybe. No, I think I was still using it for my patrons, like maybe in January, but I stopped after that. But anyway, this one does get used more in general, but not lately. Vintage Wisdom gets used pretty frequently in general, usually for my patrons or other people I'm doing readings for. I just do not use Oracle decks, so why do I have so many? Why do I have so many? Okay, let's finish the animal deck category. These types of things, when you put all of your collection of something in one spot to look at it, I mean, it always causes existential trauma, existentialism. Yeah, but I'm not sweating. So that's good. Like, I'm not nervous. There have been times that I've tried to do a collection video where I would get really nervous about it, but I'm not nervous. I know that if I choose to let something go, I'll let it go. I'll move on with my life. And if I don't, then I don't. I know that I feel like I have too many, but I just don't know which ones need to go. So hopefully this video will bring me some clarity. This is another one that I have no thoughts of letting go of. This one is Animals and Plants. It's super cute and well done. I mean, look at this fucking deer. Like, has this person ever seen a deer in their life? But it's still cute. It's still cute. Oh, I really like it. I really, really like it. I do. And I've been using this one for my patrons the last few weeks, and it's been really good for that. It's been really great, which this is the one for us this week that I just pulled earlier today. So this one's going nowhere. Woodland Wardens. Did I say what it was? That's what it is. This one's going nowhere. It's interesting. You know, there are ones that's like, I'm absolutely 100% sure of. Not going anywhere. And then there are the rest, right? That I feel like I'm not ready to let go of. That maybe that's the thing with tarot decks that tarot and oracle decks that I feel like I haven't completely gotten to know. I don't know how I feel, therefore maybe I'm not ready to let them go. But at the same time, if I don't know them well and I let go of them, am I really going to miss them? Probably not. This one is, oh wait, we need to do our last, like, nature related, I guess. This one isn't, it does have a lot of animals in it. This one is one that I do think could maybe go, actually. But it's so, like, I love the cardstock. I love the art. I love the whole thing of this. This is about, like, Colorado desert. Colorado and New Mexico desert. I love this font. It's the only, like, sort of, I think of it in my head as like an affirmation-based deck. It's not necessarily that positive, but it's the only, I think it's the only deck that I have that has, like, you know, a couple of sentences of shit on it. There's no guidebook for this. It was only $14. Like, I find it so goddamn charming that I can't, when I open it up and look at it, I can't let it go. I mean, it's just, fucking hell. It's beautiful. I do have such a soft spot for nature oracles. I cannot seem to let go of them. Once they're in my hands, I can't seem to let go of them, even though I tried to use this one for my patrons, but it wasn't really flowing. I think it was okay, but there was something that was off about it. So this is one that, like, I might be able to let go of, but I just don't know. This one, so this is sort of the miscellaneous rest of them category. This isn't a goddess, this isn't an animal, and these aren't, well, that's not the case either. These two, I'm almost positive I wouldn't ever let go of. I haven't even, like, given you guys my real review of that yet. I recorded, like, an unboxing, first impressions type situation, but I haven't. I'm gonna do like I did with that Mr. Freiburg deck, where I'm gonna post that along with, like, my feelings several months later in one video. So I haven't done that part of the video yet. This is a Minty Oracle. I've had this one since almost the beginning of me having Oracle decks, and this one serves a particular function. It's the 42 Principles of Ma'at. I listen to opposing opinions. I keep my own counsel. I can be trusted. I am kind. I love this artist, Natalie Ray Miller. I think her art is so cool, except for the David Bowie reference, but I can forgive it this one time. Yeah, I think this one is good for, like, if you want to know how you should handle a situation, if you want to know how to approach other human beings with compassion, you know, a lot of these are really good. I embrace the all. I am trustful in my relationships. I respect the property of others. I feel like if you're having a moral dilemma of some kind, this deck will set you straight. And the guidebook is very interesting. There's a lot of, like, funky esoteric wisdom in the guidebook by Jennifer Sodini. And this one is, I've never thought about letting it go. But again, how often do I use it? I just don't know. My relationship to Oracle, I feel like, is, I don't know what it is. Still. This one is absolutely never going anywhere. Dark Mirror Oracle. This is my shadow work deck. I mean, it really actually is. It asks you the difficult questions. Gilded regret. Peaceful among thorns. Sacrifice. I love the art too. The art is just, like, very fantasy paperback in a way. Like, dark fantasy paperback, you know? This looks like Grimes or something. Oh, this is like my favorite image in the whole deck. Yeah, this one is always, I love the guidebook. Every card is associated with a stage of grief and a phase of the moon. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this particular Oracle deck a lot. This is, yeah, maybe one of my top 5 Oracle decks of all time. So that's going nowhere. And then last is my most recent Oracle acquisition from Henri Tebrar, who made Marigold Tarot. Honestly, I've separated, there are zodiac cards. So I put all the astrology cards at the end, and I just keep them on the bottom because I don't really like, you know, if I'm pulling a card from an Oracle deck, I don't want to accidentally pull Taurus. It doesn't work for me that way. So I use the astrology cards like to put in my little stand or something. Like I could have this one out right now because we just started Aries. I like them though. I like the imagery. So far, I don't know. I mean, I guess spoiler alert for my eventual review. I probably will feel differently by the time I actually make a review on this one. But right now I've had this for, I think, 3 months. I think I got it in December. I'm pretty sure I got it in December. Or maybe it was January, I don't know. And it's beautiful. And it's well thought out, just like her tarot deck is. But I'm just not really feeling it. Part of it, I think, is because maybe I didn't need it. You know, I'm very happy with Marigold Tarot. Maybe I didn't need an oracle from the same person. It also is it's a very small oracle. I just don't know where this fits for me yet. But this is one that I'm gonna take my time with. You know, I've only had it like 3 months. So this one's not going anywhere anytime soon. Yeah, I feel like I've come to no conclusions so far. Maybe I will come to some conclusions later when I watch this video back. Let's maybe end it on what are the ones that I'm unsure of. So, still kind of unsure of this. Sort of unsure of this. That's it. Isn't it? Yeah. That's it. These are really the only two that I feel unsure about, despite the fact that the rest of them are ones I don't use that much anyway. I mean, like, how do you guys use oracle cards? I just don't know. Like, I mean, sometimes... Okay, maybe we can make some more piles as to, like, how do you use oracle cards? How do I use oracle cards? If I want sort of, like, a quick and dirty, like, give me an answer to something, first of all, I usually just use tarot for that. But sometimes if I want a quick and dirty answer to something, I will just pull a card from Vintage Wisdom. Or if I'm doing a reading and I need something to sort of synthesize the cards together, or sort of bring a little bit more to the table. Again, usually I just use tarot for that. But sometimes, I mean, this is it. This is the one. If I were keeping one oracle deck, it would be that. Because it's just playfulness, love, gentleness, reflection, shadow self, ancestors, protection. I even like, this isn't even the complete deck because there were some cards in it that I didn't like that I just threw away. So that's a way that I use oracle. In the sort of like use it as an altar card vibe, that's what I use my goddess decks for. These two that are in here. So that's another way that I use oracle. If I'm looking for if I'm asking myself some questions about like, how am I doing right now psychologically? What do I need to confront? It's Dark Mirror for that. If I'm looking for like, you know, what would be the right thing to do right now, that's a Minty Oracle. But again, I don't necessarily think of that. Like, yeah, that's a great way to use those decks, but I'm not sitting around most of the time thinking to myself, I do that with Dark Mirror. Like, Dark Mirror I pull out specifically, possibly more often than any other Oracle deck, to be honest. Fairies Oracle is more like, I just decide I want a fairy vibe right now and I pull a fairy card and it reads me for filth. If I'm wanting to, like, I don't know, sort of be spiritual and encouraged and like, you know, sort of vaguely spiritual, warm and fuzzy, that's Kali Oracle. You know, if I don't want to do any work at all, it's Kali Oracle, because you pull a card and you've got like 5 pages of guidebook that you can read. And yeah, Alana Fairchild has done the work for you in that case. And then Woodland Wardens I use for patrons or readings that I'm doing for other people. Do I ever use it for myself? Not really, no. Tantric Dakini I usually pull out for aesthetic reasons because I think, oh yeah, I love looking at that one. I don't know, guys. My relationship to Oracle decks feels unmoored. I don't know what it is. I know what it is conceptually. Like, all of the shit that I'm saying to you guys right now is conceptual. But how many of these do I actually reach for? Like, for real. Let's make the pile of which ones do I actually, really, motherfucking actually reach for? Vintage Wisdom, yes. Dark Mirror, yes. Fairies Oracle, yes. Kali, yes. Minty, yes. My goddess decks like once a year, but yes. Woodland Wardens for patrons, yes. It's working really well for my patrons right now. I get on kicks with the decks that I use for my patrons. So, you know, right now, the only decks I'm using for my patrons are, you know, a Rider-Waite-Smith and Woodland Wardens. So, what's left? Ones that I don't actually reach for are my own goddamn decks, Mixtress Oracle and Magic and Medicine of Plants. Don't really reach for those. High Desert, Mirror. I mean, I have been reaching for it because I'm still getting to know it. So this kind of doesn't count right now. I do reach for, this one was buried. I do reach for Animal Spirit. Sometimes. This video sucks. I'm sorry, guys. Because I'm trying to work this out. I can't work it out right now. I can't work it out. So what's left on the pile of things that I really don't reach for, my 2 Oracle decks, which I will not be letting go of, my Ted Andrews decks, which I will not be letting go of, this High Desert, which I might let go of it, and then Tantric Dakini, which I will not, because there's something special about this one. I'm not ready to let it go. This is really the only one that I could let go of. So I don't know if that's going to bring me much peace, because the point of these, of me culling at this point in my life, is to make space for the things that I really love, so that I will use the things that I really love more. I don't want to take time away from the things that I really love. But in general, I don't love Oracle. So why do I have any of them? I don't necessarily need a card, an Oracle card, to bring me clarity to a tarot reading or anything like that, because I can use other tarot cards for that. I like Oracle decks. I do like Oracle decks to have a specific purpose. Okay, so that's the next question I can ask myself. How many of these Oracle decks have a specific purpose? Fairies, read me for filth. Kali Oracle is lazy spiritual comfort. Aminti is like moral quandaries. Goddess altar representation, that's a specific purpose. Animal Spirit, just to pull an Animal Spirit card. This is my basic Oracle deck. This is my Shadow Work Oracle deck. This is for my patrons. So yeah, what's left? So these are the ones that I feel sure about, the ones that have a specific purpose. Okay, maybe that's my answer. If I don't come up with a specific purpose for the ones that I have left, Mirror Oracle, High Desert, Tantric Dakini, and my Ted Andrews, if I don't come up with a specific purpose for them, perhaps I will let them go. But I don't feel ready. I don't feel anywhere near ready to let any of them go, except maybe this one. Oh my god. This video is the worst. Okay. I really don't know. I think ultimately, Oracle decks aren't for me. And having a handful would make sense. And there's still the one that's not here. The one that's not here is called Fairy Enchantments. And it is kind of a spell crafting oracle. So it does have a specific purpose. I don't use any other deck in the same way that I use that one. I kind of doubt this one's going to bring anything to the table that any other one doesn't. You know, it's a nature deck and it has animals, but I have lots of other nature and animal decks. But this one's just so damn charming. It was $14. Like, it's not taking up much space in my life. I don't know. Oh my god. Yeah. It frustrates me personally. Do you guys have this problem? You're probably having this problem right now if you do. But when I'm watching somebody doing a, like, declutter with me kind of video, it's frustrating to me to watch them do it if at the end of the video they're just sort of like, no, I think I'm gonna keep everything. If the whole video is just them talking themselves into keeping everything, It frustrates me. I want that satisfaction of like seeing somebody call something. But I'm not really giving you guys that satisfaction today, unfortunately. Most likely, this one's gonna go just because I really feel like something needs to go. And this one, like, I haven't really bonded to it. I've had it for a year at this point. Almost. Not even a year, actually. I think I got it in spring last year, so it's been almost a year. But besides it just being a damn sweet, cute little cheap baby, it doesn't do anything for me, really. So it might have to go. It might have to go. Or, you know, this one could be one that I just keep like in my glove compartment in my car or something. Because I don't currently have an Oracle deck in the car. Unless I'm forgetting about something. But I don't think I am. So this one would be a good one just to, yeah. I can use this one at cemeteries or something, see how it goes. And if I just ultimately forget that I have it, I might just let it go anyway. I don't know. Anyway. Well, I hope you're happy, two people that privately told me they wanted me to do this video. Okay, bye.